Is there going to be any singing here today?
Bill?
No,
There's no singing?
no.
Just a
Santa-
little, just a
Santa
little
can
something,
sing.
Sally. Just a little something.
What do you want me to sing?
Something for the teaser for the opening of this little show. No?
No.
Okay.
It had to be you.
No.
You know what? I just got it.
I am just really happy to have you back for another segment of Go Be Good. And today we have my friend Sally Horowitz. And I'm so glad that she agreed to talk to us today because she's good on a lot of levels. Not only is she a great singer and a good friend, she's also a photographer. And her photography is about to be featured on a Lexington Singers concert that's coming up on November 7th. And I really want to say that early because if you don't have tickets yet to this event, you're going to miss out. There's some wonderful local talent that is going to be singing this beautiful music, and Sally's photography is going to be featured. She is the V in AV of audio visual. So her photographs will be up on the big screen while the Lexington Singers are making this amazing, wonderful choral sound that they do. And it's just going to be this really, really rich experience. So I'm excited to see how that all goes. And I really appreciate you, Sally, for talking to me today. How
You're
long?
welcome.
How long have you been in Singers?
I think it's been about 20 something years.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I did a short stint in Singers because a lot of people have been in it for many, many years. And I think I did maybe 4 or 5.
And we'd like to have you back.
Oh, that's really nice. I loved being in there. If I didn't have all these other things going on, I could
Sure.
very easily be enticed. In fact, my mom is still in Singers and she loves it.
She is a force of nature, isn't she?
Yes, she is. Sally said it, not me.
Sorry,
No,
Jane.
no, she is a remarkable lady. But I think it's so cool how in these last few years, here's this neat integration of not only this musical gift that you have, but now bringing in some of your art and your hobby that's actually more than a hobby for you because you've been dabbling and more than dabbling in photography. What got that going again for you? Was it something you did your whole life or?
Yeah, I've had a camera since, well, forever. My husband bought our first 35 millimeter camera,
Yeah.
film camera. I was in my 20s, so that was a while ago.
Uh-huh.
And I took one class, like
Uh-huh.
a community ed class, to find out about f-stops and shutter speeds and all that. And then since then, I've just always had a camera in my hand. Then when I retired in 2012, then I was able to really pursue it. A lot of retirees probably have this problem. You don't know what to do. You think, what is my purpose in life? Why am I existing? Because I had a purpose before. I was an elementary school librarian. I felt like I was influencing children and their reading. And then suddenly, well, okay, now I can share the beauty of nature with people. So,
I think that's wonderful.
yeah.
That's one of the reasons that we're doing this Go Be Good. And Jeff, I'm so happy that you're helping us do this because this is getting good news out there. right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We watch the evening news at night, or at least some of us do. And they have that 25 minutes of gloom and doom, and then at the end they're going to go, "We're going to make you feel better with some firemen, ice cream, and puppies." And you're like, "We're going to do with that all the bad news and just concentrate on the good stuff at the end." So yeah, it's great to have Sally here today.
I really agree with you. I do. And I've seen some of your pictures on Facebook and the images that you capture, specifically birds. So how do you find, how do you get close enough, one, to these birds? How do you go about finding these birds to shoot? Because they're beautiful.
Yeah, birds is kind of what got me into the whole. I kept getting longer and longer lenses, so I now have a 150 to 600 millimeter lens, which I should have brought it to show you, but it's pretty significant size. So I'm not really as close as I look when I'm taking shots of the birds.
I know on Facebook you recently mentioned that you had come back from a trip where you had specifically gone to shoot, I think it was in North Carolina. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was a waterfall trip. We saw 11 waterfalls in 2 days. I hiked. I'm not a young woman anymore, so I hiked a lot. For me, I hiked about 5 miles one day, and my phone said that I had climbed the equivalent of 22 flights of stairs. So the next day my hips were kind of telling me that. But I just love waterfalls. That's my other passion. I think birds and waterfalls are probably the two big things that I like. You know, my mother was an artist. Miriam Woolfolk, she was fairly well known locally before she passed away. She was one of the early members of the Lexington Art League. She was a past president of the Art League. She has a little studio at the Loudon House that's named after her. And I think when I was a child, we would go around and she would take me with her and she would paint things. Well, I am not an artist. I've never actually tried, but just my doodling is just terrible. I've never shown any artistic ability. And so I think this is my way of being an artist without having to physically draw. And I think she probably, maybe I inherited a little bit of her artist's eye. I don't know.
So if you were going to tell somebody who was interested in, going out and even just with their cell phone and having fun, what are some tips you would give them?
Take as many pictures as you can and take pictures of things that you love. I mean, I really don't know what else to say because I'm not, I'm pretty self-taught myself, so I don't have a lot of, oh, well, it should be, this is the angle that I should use, or this is the composition. I just take different ones and I pick the one that I like the best. So if you're out there with your phone, you can do the same thing.
Sally, did you get to a point where you thought, was there a moment where you said, I'm pretty good at this? Was there a
No.
defining moment? No? Really? There wasn't anything that
I
said
have not
you-
reached that moment
Oh,
yet.
wow. Okay. All right. That I could do this, and boy, that's pretty good.
Occasionally I will say that about an individual, oh, that's a good picture. Hey, I like that. Gosh, Sally, you're pretty good. And then 90% of the time I'm like, oh, there's so many other people who could do it better than I could. I'm very hard on myself.
I think we all are. So, Sally, it seems to me like some really smart person figured out that they should have your photography with this concert. But how did that happen?
Basically, Jeff Johnson, the director, whom I've known for 20 some odd years since I've been in Singers, just came up to me one day and said, had this idea. And we had previously done a concert with the photography of James Archambault, who was a very well-known Kentucky photographer. And people loved that concert. And after the concert, a lot of singers came up to him and said, we should do a concert like that with Sally's pictures. And so I guess that sort of percolated in his mind, and he wanted to showcase two people from Singers, Johnny Dean, who wrote the Magnificat, which is the first half of the concert, and myself. So we're both Lexington Singers members, and it's a great way to showcase both of us.
Wonderful local talent.
Yes, local talent.
And what a gift. What a gift. I think that's great. I'm so glad they're doing that. And I think it's going to be a meaningful concert on many levels. Well, if you have not yet bought your tickets to go to this wonderful concert that's going to be on November 7th, Sally, does the concert have a name, or is it just Lexington Singers? Is
I
it
think
something
it's called
about
The Light Within Us.
The
Yeah.
Light Within Us. Okay, perfect. So The Light Within Us, which is going to be on November 7th, does it start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes, 3 p.m.
It's going to be at Calvary Baptist Church. That's down on 150 East High Street, downtown Lexington. I know tickets are still available, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful program that you will not want to miss. And I'm so glad that you got to kind of meet the face and the person behind those gorgeous images that are going to just take this whole experience to the next level. So, Sally, thanks for being on Go Be Good. Keep up the Go Be Good.
Thank you. I will. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.